You ever buy something thinking you know exactly what you're paying, and then check your bank statement a few days later and just stare at it? That happened to me 2 days ago. I bought a concert ticket online. The price said $45. Clear as day. $45. I saw it. I wanted to go. I thought, yeah, that's reasonable. So I kept clicking. And then the fees started showing up. A processing fee, a service fee, a facility charge, and my personal favorite, a convenience fee for printing the ticket myself, at home, on my own printer, with my own ink. I'm John, and today we're pulling back the curtain on drip pricing. By the time I hit complete purchase, I'd paid $63. I didn't catch it in the moment because each fee was small. $3, $4, $1.75. None of them felt like a real number, and I just kept clicking through because what am I going to do? Abandon the cart? I already wanted to go. It wasn't until I checked my bank statement a week later that I actually did the math. That $45 ticket wasn't $45. It was $45 plus a bunch of invisible yeses I never actually said. And here's what got me thinking. I'm someone who pays attention to this stuff. I study pricing psychology, and it still got me. So what exactly is happening here? Why didn't any of those fees stop me? Because they weren't designed to stop you. They were designed to drip. Let me explain what I mean. There's a concept in behavioral economics sometimes called drip pricing. The idea is simple. Instead of showing you the real total up front, businesses reveal the cost in small pieces, one screen at a time, one fee at a time, until you've already committed emotionally to the purchase, and the real number only shows up at the very end. Here's the analogy that clicked for me. Think about a leaky faucet. You know the kind. It's not gushing, it's just drip, pause, drip, pause. And you walk past it every day because it's just a drip, right? It doesn't feel urgent. It doesn't feel like a problem. But leave it alone for a month and open your water bill. That little drip cost you real money. Not because any single drop mattered, but because they never stopped. That's exactly what's happening with fees. $1.70 here, $2.99 there. A facility charge that sounds so official you almost feel bad questioning it. None of those numbers trips your brain's internal alarm, but add them up over a year of concert tickets, flights, hotel bookings, and subscription checkouts, and you've filled a swimming pool you never agreed to fill. Why does this work so well? Because your brain has a threshold, a kind of who cares line. When something costs $5, you evaluate it. When something costs $5 on top of a purchase you've already mentally made, you wave it through. The decision already happened. You're just clicking continue now. The small fees slip in right at the moment your guard is completely down. I saw this play out in a really clear way when I booked a flight last year. Base fare $197. I remember thinking, that's actually not bad. Then I kept going. A carrier interface fee appeared. Then a passenger usage fee. Then, and this one I genuinely had to read twice, a 9/11 security fee that for some reason isn't included in the price of the ticket. I watched $197 become $263 in about 45 seconds, screen by screen, click by click. And here's the part that really bothered me. I clicked continue through every single one of those screens without once stopping to ask, wait, what am I actually paying for? That's the mechanism. By the time you see the full number, you're already there. You've already picked your seat, entered your name, chosen your bag option. You've invested time and attention. Walking away feels like a loss, so most people don't walk away. They click confirm and quietly absorb the extra $40. You see this pattern everywhere once you start looking. Hotel booking sites that show a nightly rate and then reveal resort fees, destination fees, and amenity charges on the final screen. Streaming services that add taxes and regulatory fees that conveniently aren't part of the advertised price. Event ticketing, food delivery, software subscriptions. Even some restaurants now. You look at a menu, you see $16 for a dish, and then the check arrives with a kitchen appreciation surcharge that wasn't mentioned anywhere. The drip is everywhere, and it works because individually, none of the drops feel worth fighting. So what do you actually do about it? I started doing something that's a little annoying but surprisingly effective. Before I hit complete purchase on anything, I scroll back up, I look at the original price I saw at the beginning, then I look at the total at the bottom, and I do a rough mental sum of the difference. I don't pull out a calculator, just a ballpark. Then I ask myself one question. If this total had been the price I saw first, would I have still kept going? That question is the reset. It breaks the momentum. It takes you out of "I'm already in this" mode and puts you back at the starting line where you can actually make a real decision instead of just clicking through out of inertia. A lot of the time, the answer is still yes. The total is fair, I still want the thing, I keep going. But sometimes, and this is the part that matters, the answer is no. And that no is worth knowing, because those fees aren't unavoidable, they're just well hidden. Now, if you're the one setting prices, running a shop, selling online, or building something where you decide what things cost, here's another way to look at it. I genuinely believe full upfront pricing is a competitive advantage, not just ethically, but practically. When I buy from a business that shows me the all-in number right there on the first screen, no surprises, no reveal at checkout, I remember that. I trust them. I'm more likely to come back because the experience didn't leave a bad taste. That feeling of "I knew exactly what I was getting into" is rare enough now that it actually stands out. Transparency isn't just the right thing to do. For small businesses especially, it builds the kind of loyalty that advertising can't buy. Which brings me to the line I think about a lot. Because not every fee is manipulative. Taxes are real. Some processing costs are legitimate. I'm not saying every added charge is a scam. The line for me is about intent. The question I ask is this pricing structure designed hoping I won't notice? If the model only works when the customer is distracted, tired, or 3 clicks deep and too committed to back out, that's not a pricing strategy, that's hiding. And hiding is just lying with extra steps. There's a version of all of this that's honest. Show the full price. Explain what the fee covers if you need to charge one. Give people the real number before they've emotionally committed. That's the difference between influence and manipulation. One respects the customer's ability to make a decision. The other quietly bets they won't. What's interesting is that drip pricing doesn't exist in isolation. It connects directly to how anchoring works, how our sense of a good deal gets built in the first 5 seconds of seeing a price, and why our brains treat round numbers differently than broken ones. All of that is worth looking at closely, and it's exactly the kind of thing we dig into here every week. But before you go, do me a favor. Next time you're checking out online, scroll up. Look at the price you started with, then look at the total, and drop a comment. What's the most ridiculous fee you've ever seen added at the last second? I'll go first. I once paid a birthday fee at a restaurant, an actual charge for it being my birthday. Not a dessert, not a song, a fee. Your turn. And if you want to catch every drip before it drains your wallet, subscribe. We do this every single week. See ya.